Which animals are part of the big five? Trying to highlight this idea, plagiarism. you see, somebody said lion ngala. Nangale watu munu lion. It's not a crime. Because he said lion from the other group, lona uchongap. So it can be correct to bonge lapa, seba pupi lion bong. The second animal, elephant. The third one, buffalo. The fourth one, rhino. Ubano te hyena. Rhino, ne? Rhino is number 4. Number 5, cheetah. So there's no cat there. No dog. But the dog, I think, is one of them. It should be number 6. So plagiarism speaks to that, to say we can't be thinking the same thing at the same time and be writing in the same way at the same time. But for it says one under plagiarism. Right. This question I will not be able to answer. The question on the board right now, I won't be able to answer. But I think maybe 3 or 4 of you will answer this question. What is your answer to the question? Why are you here without looking at the board? Ufuna? Yes, put. Uplifting my business. Uplifting your business. Why not trying to put? To get skills. To get skills. Uplift your business, get skills. What is the purpose of what is the purpose? To improve yourself. So you see, the reasons are not the same. But based on those reasons, we're going to do the very same program that we've been busy with. So Omuntu wants to get a qualification, Omuntu self-improvement, Omuntu wants to comply with legislation that is in a country, Omuntu wants something else. You understand? Right. And then these are the things that we've spoken about, that you're going to do your formative questions. Formative questions, you workbook according to your package. Those are formative assessments. But in your case, they're packaged as string. Your formative questions are good. Workbook. Workbook yakho formative assessment. Workbook yakho formative assessment. Mabathi vidani formative assessment kwa Jumpstart ungaphiki. Le workbook yiyo formative assessment. Then assignments or a portfolio of evidence. Naile malume esikhuluma ngayo, portfolio of evidence per subject. Masithi per subject, already we've spoken, which you've done 2 subjects already on it. And then you said you were ready to submit on it this week on it. And then now we continue with another 2 subjects on it. We're still going to come back more and more until we finish the entire skills program. So these portfolios, these are assessments. Bizani konje la ekhaya. Summative what? Nibizani? No, but there's a word we use, a package or something. Assessment guide. A guide is something else, but it should be a package. Those assignments, a portfolio of evidence, meaning on top of you attending each and every time you are invited to come here, you should also submit. But I'm saying that's not enough. Because besides submitting your portfolios of evidence and attending, it's important for me to see that you understand by participating, responding to questions, going through stuff. Kuna umuntu ngithena ngibuka ithombe vele enye cap nje. Beku last time bugqoka icap evale izindlebe. Ukhohliwe umnikazi wecap. No, it's fine. Right. So those are important things. Right. Then I've already said this. You must attend the training sessions, complete your evidence, both the theory and workplace application. But in this case, the good thing that has happened with Jumpstart your career is that they didn't require of you, unless it's still going to happen, they didn't require of you when a campus funela ifem lapa ezokusiza mentoring. They're giving you mentoring. In other organizations, they'll send you to somebody, you know, put Philip la, Tycoon Lendau, African Koshel, and Namshan Jeza, Sasagas ngeni, Nini Nagaseko, Nini Lendangin, Yaspana, Ravantana Bazan. So at least if the organization itself is engaged with you, then it means you're getting, you know, quality education in the context of it. They know what they're talking about. Whereas if we were to say to you, wasban when I look shin usoma business ohamba phambili role model yakho, uhamba iphonsa kuba umtshezi lapha bamtshezi wamathekisi, afika tshela namfana imali la ekhaya ibalwa ngundodana ubuze yena ukwenzakalani. So he's not giving you what you want. But if you get mentoring from people who know what they are doing with you, then at least you get quality education and quality mentoring. You understand? So this is the thing that we call WIL, work integrated learning. umuntu wayofunda funeka uhambe ubona practically how they do it in the workplace. So your mentoring covers that area. So right, that workplace application is what I was referring to. Oh, here they are. They are called your workbooks and summative packs, summative assessment packs. Companies do them differently. Mangabe ubani uka attend a session before this. Owenza learnership or POE or something. Niyaqala nonke. Good news. Aniqala wayenza in futhi before. Carpentry. Bekune portfolio of evidence. You see amanye ama-company ayazihlanganisa. Kuba ile workbook ihlanganisa nale format summative assessment bakunikeze yona as a pack but ehlangene. But in our case sikuhlukanisele yona, and it's good for me in this way because mina this week I want to start marking ama workbooks, so I don't need ama summatives, you understand? So that's very much important. So sidluleke la. Jumpstart Career is to provide you a structured training program in the classroom, which is what we are doing, to facilitate the application of the theoretical learning back to the workplace. Bayenza le ngishilo ngithi banenzela ini, ngithi bayenza ngani le, banikeze mentoring. Guys nikhona la? Yeah. Then they also, as expected by law, to use registered assessors. I'm sure they have one. Abide by the Sector Education and Training Authority rules, which is what we do. We attend the session, we mark ama script, we submit them for assessment. Provide learner with feedback timelessly. The part of the feedback, after I have marked your stuff, ngizonikeza mina feedback. Provided ninama WhatsApp, bangana WhatsApp ngeke ngunike feedback because ngikhuluma through WhatsApp angithi ngikhuluma nani ema-groupini, but ngikhiphe egroupini ukutshele wedwa indaba zakho. Do you understand? Yeah, because mangizifake egroupini uzothiwa no unfair blah. Ngiyakuhlaza ne, ngizobe ngiyakuhlaza ne, enafuna ukuhlazeka uyabona. Yeah, futhi ngumsombuluko kanje akekho umuntu ofuna ukuhlazeka. Mina kunini ngidriver ngizala angifiki. Right. So to achieve this success of yours, the first thing you need is support. Mntwanami uyofunda esontweni elokishini, isikole esinjani leso? Isikole senu attendela la eholweni, isikole bani leso? Sasolweni. So you need support. You need people who understand why ula, why are you doing this and why are you doing it here? Do you understand? And you also need to explain to them the qualification is formal, izovela vele ku Sector Education and Training Authority. But your organization is using the facility that is closer to us, so that kuzoba lula and accessible for us. Because can you imagine mabethi nonke ozani eMbombela Stadium, what a struggle novuka sikhatsini nibuye sikhatsini. Do you understand? So the purpose is training. Venue is not important anymore according to South African qualifications. What is important is for you to be able to display ukuthi uyayazi lento esikhuluma ngayo. Masithi what is product positioning, ulele ebusuku uyabona, uvuka ukuthi uyiphendule yabona. Ungavuka ube confused yabona, bengiphupha umalume. Sure, you see. So right, so you need support, and then also you must have an academic understanding. Ukwazi academic understanding, ladies and gentlemen, sizokhuluma ngayo earlier on. When you answer a question, abantu abaningi bathi this question was the same. Questions are never the same. They might be similar, but not the same. Any question iti tabulate, any iti explain, any iti list. You need to know these things. Mabati tabulate bati yenze tafula, ama blocks ufake tafuleni. You know tabulate. Mabati list, list. Mabati explain, uvula ubuchopho bakho. Uyabona? Siyezwana ngithi. So i-English le kuya ngokuthi umuntu wayifunda kuphi, njengami le buya le kwamanye amaplazi ngana ngasemthatha uma uyoshona, so ayifani vele. So then self-management, this is very much important. Will you be able to start this program and finish the program? Will you be able to manage yourself? Ngoba sometimes inkinga yenu yini vele uvuke nje uthi hayi le Monday angida enza babona Tuesday or Friday singolanda amanye amaphepha. Akulandwa amaphepha la kusise umafeza. Akulanda amaphepha. La you come to a session, you attend, and then you're declared competent based on your attendance and your submission of POEs. Asiveli sinyamalale Monday uze Tuesday of don't feel like coming. ngolwesithathu so yes ngolwesine as a Friday usililo sekafikile ubuye ePitori so uzosibona next time. Sifuna ukubona every day uyabona. Sifuna ukukubona yabona every day. Bafethu sezwana ne. Nakusasa ngifuna ukubona bafethu. Kusasa la. Namhlanje after tea ngifuna ukubona. After lunch. Yabona. Sekuza isikhathi mase sishayile man. So you don't choose, pick and choose ukuthi hayi mina ngizoya ngama Mondays nama Fridays. Monday ngilanda amaphepha, Friday ngiyoza ukuthi bafunani for asikwenzi lo. All right? And then at the end, if you've done all of this, what are you going to achieve? Ubani lo? Ubani success? Yeah, nizela what la baveza. Ningabo success nini? I've spoken about this, a new language spoken by the South African Qualifications Authority. What is this? Has anybody ever seen a picture like this? What does it depict? Reminds you of the Titanic. Picture. What do you think when you see that picture? What you see is not always like that. What you are doing now, guys, you are simply studying the tip of the iceberg. For now, what you are doing is studying only the tip of the iceberg. If you can go deeper and study even more, the whole iceberg will come out. That's usually the picture I like to explain to people when I say, kunezinye izinto ongayibuka emhlabeni uyithathe kalula ne. Uthi lento lesifundisana nasemahholweni nini sesixoshiwe sesitshintsha iveki. Hey, at the end ne, when you look at this, when this thing so ifunde yonke sekuyi-full qualifications, not just the skills program, you're going to be surprised at the opportunities that open for you. Like they open for some of us. The unfortunate part ngempilo ukuthi some things might not happen early for all of us. Mina my opportunities when they come now, ngiyabizwa ngapha ngibizwe ngapha. I must now choose. Mangibeka iphepha lami bheke okay, 30 rand, 45 rand, 60 rand. Tip of the iceberg. Right. And these are the words that you should be familiar with. When you say SAQA, we say South African Qualifications Authority. When you say something is on the NQF, we are saying something is on the National Qualification Framework. I'm not going to talk about that. The SETA is a Sector Education and Training Authority, and we only have 23 of them, and there's one per industry or sector. It should be stroke there. Kune Sector Education and Training Authority yama banks, ibizwa ukuthi bank SETA. Kune Sector Education and Training Authority ye Safety and Security, ibizwa ukuthi SETA. Kune yama computers, ibizwa ukuthi MICT SETA. Do you understand this? So they all differ. So every time ubona into ebhale uSETA kugcineni wazi ukuthi it's only relevant to that SETA. So it's your choice ukuthi wena uzosenza ama-computer or ngemoto or yaku-industry yey'nsimbi, whatever. Each and every sector in the country has got its own SETA or a Sector Education and Training Authority. And then nina kule nifunda ngani? Le yenu SETA ezonikeza certificate ibizwa ukuthi yini? Akusi NQF. NQF is National Qualification Framework. SETA, Sector Education and Training Authority. Niyayazi yini? Angizwa? Angizwa? Ibhozi zoniphendulela la. Ukuthi ama-qualification wethu so a-enrollwa nani? Ni-enrolle nayiphi SETA? Niyazwa bafethu? Le ifunde niyifundayo ziyo-approve zistamp certificate zivela kwa-bank SETA. Siyezwana ngithi? So nina ningabantu abafunda nge-bank SETA. Kodwa abantu abafunda i-program, i-transport. Shuthi abantu abathe hayi siyayikhipha imali abahambe bayofunda labo. Abantu base-Clau. Nikhokhelwe bona. Then kusasa nivuke ekuseni nithi i-government ayisenzeli lutho. Nenzele manje man. Khona manje itiye leza ngizothola amakhekhe abantwana, ngiyawathanda amakhekhe. Ngiyawathanda amakhekhe amancane. It makes me feel like ngibuyele crash ngiyawathanda. Right. So then there's something that is called a unit standard. Ama-unit standard ila ama-numbers esikhulume ngawo. Remember last time we had 116, ne? That's a unit standard. Saba na ipi unit standard? 119. This week senza I2 yini nani? 10 140 nani? 10 1 2 2 uyabona 100 1 2 2 ne. So those are unit standards and ngichazile kwenye igroup ngale embombela ngathi, and I'm still saying this to you, uma wenze lama unit standards lawo lo wabona la kwenzeka ukuthi next year or ngo-2025 or 2029 ufuna ukwenza i-qualification, in that qualification bathi kuwe ufanele ufunde u-10 1 futhi uyanabo ne-statement of results ozithola kulo baba lo ubatshela ukuthi hayi mina le ngayenza leni yabona sayenze le nkonzweni kubande yabona. So ubabonise ukuthi, and then so you don't have to repeat things that you've done according to the South African Qualifications Authority. Awuyiphindi. Meaning ukuthi ngokuba kwenu la so wehlusile lo mthwalo ukuthi kusasa uma ufuna lento ze full qualification uyayibheka on the internet uthola ukuthi ama-unit standards wakhona mangaka, wena ubone ukuthi mangaka so uyabona ukuthi shodwa amangaka ongahle uyikhokhele wona or uthole enye institution ikutop up or yona le institution ingaphinde ibuye i-Jumpstart ithi hayi sesidecide ukuthi sinitop up ngoba nayiphatha kahle siqhubekeni. Abangizwa abantu benkosi enkulu. Good night. Right, then we have this thing that we call assessment. Is when a learner has to be checked as to whether they understand the content. And usually it's done by the assessor. Assessors do it. Ibaba assessor. Lo do it. Hayi lo aka Nike ne. UNike na uthi. Uthini uNike? Yeah, UNike uthi just do it. Laba they do it laba. Not just. Not just. They do it by assessor. UNike but just do it. It's not just. We do it. So then we have the last part here that is called RPL. Does anybody understand the meaning of the word RPL? Andikuva budi. Andikuva mhlaka. Guys, kunabantu abanje emhlabeni. Kunabantu kudala benza business. They've been in business for so many years. They've attended seminars. According to them, bas gonke that has to be known in business, but they don't have qualifications for it to prove ukuthi banalo lolu lwazi. Such people usually register with institutions of higher learning, and then they say, I would like to be RPL'd. I would like my prior knowledge of this skill to be recognized. Then bakunikeza assessment pack. Not ukuthi uze classini ufundiswe ufunde. Bakunikeza assessment pack. Uhambe uyophendula le mibuzo la ungafundanga eclassini. If uphasile, that means you already have prior knowledge yalento le. Then bakunika certificate. Ukhona umuntu ongizwayo? Yes. So kukhona lezi ezinye izinto empilweni ongafuzekanga ukuthi uzuziyele esikoleni. Uvethu mina mayenza lento. Kufaka mayenza lento. Sibe sethi siya ku-RPL asibone ukuthi uzoyikhona na. If uyayikhona, then you get a qualification to the effect. But most instances, institutions, they want to make money. So abafuni ukunikeza umuntu a full qualification. Bangathi okay, lento mangabe inama-unit standards ayi-7, but asuku-assesse kwayi-5, uwapass, but alayi-2 phela bhadala. At least ukuthi nabo benze yangithola. So it's very rare ukuthi uthole institution ethi sokupha is-qualification mahala ngama-oral nje wenza ama-oral uphume nama-diploma. So ungavala ama-university kanjalo. Kunalabantu abakwazi ukudrive. They've been driving for years, akana license. Uyamthatha nje uyotest, akafundanga. Yabona lama oral test. Yeah, bamkhomba bathi Philemon, what is this? Athi 10 left, 10 right, stop. Uyabona? Philemon, what is this? Yield sign, isho ukuthini? You yield, yini leyo? Angazi kodwa bathi you yield la. So lo muntu has got prior knowledge, he's got skills, but they just don't have a qualification for it. So recognition of prior learning means that. Ukhona la kini ocabanga ukuthi yena akadinga ukathenda lento simnikeze certificate, simele simnike wonke lama-test avele wabhale wonke nalesi sezozanga. Ukhona vele ocabanga ukuthi simenzele i-RPL khona manje singalokhu simosha isikhathi uzalana bona uzodlala nama-sandwich ethu. Ukhona otheni uready wena for ama-assessment wawo wonke uzotshela babudunani yabona nalo. Right, so what you must know is that the qualifications or the unit standards, or rather the skills program that you're doing, is registered with the National Qualification Framework at a particular level. That's why I told you this is at NQF level 3, this is at NQF level 4, this is at NQF level 2. Kudependa ngama-question abazokubuza wona. So sometimes ngeke ngibone abantu abaku-NQF level 2 ngokomqondo bekhononda mafuneka baphendule into ku-NQF level 4. But hayi manje imibuzo yakhona Ma-levels awalingani. So ama-levels awalingani. So qualifications are made up of unit standards. Seniyakwazi lokho angithi? Each unit standard has a credit value. Ile nto esishoyo. NQF level 4 ama-credits lawo ne. Uyabona njengala. National Certificate Information Technology and User Computing. Naye ID 61591 NQF level 3 ikunikeza 130 credits i-national certificate le. Maku 240 credits i-diploma. Maku 360 credits i-degree. Maku 480 credits i-masters. Usungenhla. Hayi usuqatsele ngesixhosa. So ama-levels they are not the same. So assessors must assess you against the unit standards. Ba-check ama-unit standard. Assessi wena ukuthi uhlakaniphe kangakanani. Ku-assesswa la kuma-unit standards ukuthi uphendule kahle na. Asinandaba ukuthi wena ungasuka la ngeenyawo uyongena ePitori. Asinandaba naloko. Kwakho lo. Ungabuyela futhi ePitori ngeenyawo. Asinandaba. Si-assessa ama-unit standards. So the provider will then employ registered assessors and moderators. Assessors must assess you against unit standards. We've already said that. Then the structure of a qualification usually stands like this. But in your case, angifuni ukukhuluma nge-qualification senza ini i-skills program, ne? So angifuni nje ukuthi nginimoshele isikhathi. Right, nalezi angizifakanga ezini angayifaki. Nale business communication aniyenzi. Zonke lezi angizenzeli zona. Right, this is the part that is important for you. You must do those assessments of the portfolio. Throughout the session, I'll ask you questions, which is what is called ongoing questionnaires. Ne? And then that's what we call formative assessment. When we say formative, we are forming up. It's a build-up for you to get knowledge, build-up, so that by the time you leave here, kwakhekile la kuwe kuformekile ukuthi masikhuluma nge-skills program sikhuluma. Do you understand the formative? So masithi summative, yonke into isehlangene summary. Lento kudala kwakuthiwa i-final exam. I-summative. Lapho sobuzwa yonke into at once. But through these programs, ubuzwa kancane kancane. But senze nalama summative ayahlanganiswa. But that's what it means, right? And then i-portfolio ningethuki nina aniyenzi, it's fine. Then final examination aniyenzi, ne? Yeah, abantu abasenza emathilini la benze exam kubhlungu kabi. Yeah, kubhlungu. Ama-unit standards enza lokhu. I want to say to you guys, the simplest way yokufunda, I always say to people, the simplest way yokufunda is to understand the terminology. Niyakwazi lokho angithi? Ukuthi if bangathi kuwe end user computing, uthi wena ufunda end user computing, unga-understand ukuthi what is an end user, what is computing, then umosha isikhathi sakho yabona. Because uzohamba nale content, kukuthi ngaphandle awuzange understand why the basis upon which the qualification is built. Siyezwana ngithi? So hence kuthiwa qualification, the first thing it tells you about the learning outcomes that must be achieved. Ukuthi yini ofuneka uyifunde, ufuneka ufunde ini, ufundiswa ini. I want to ask a very simple question. Is it possible for us ukuthi sivale la elomoya ngiyawuzwa? Hey, angazi ngizamile ukuyibamba njengendoda abantu mara ngiyahluleka. Ngihluphekile. Ubani sis Angel? Bathi uvale iminyango la ekhaya. Oh, isonto lakho? Hayi ke ugosa wasekhaya ke qhuleka sis Angel. So a unit standard tells you what is it that you're supposed to achieve. The very same unit standard will tell the assessor about the evidence that must be gathered during the assessment. Now, this is a problem, guys. Now, mongapeka kulama workbooks esinikeza wona anama gaps mos angithi. Now, kuthiwa kuwe what is a low cost? Ne? Bakuvulela ama-line awu-4. Umbuzo uthini? What is a low cost? Omunye uyabhala ukuthi what is a low cost? Uthi insect. Phela kulama-line ayi-4 ubhale one uthi insect uyadlula ne? Omunye uyabhala uthi it's a pest, yadina, it's a pest, yabona, uyadlula. Then omunye umuntu uyabhala uthi a locust is an insect that can fly. Mhlambe idla utshani, idla umbila. It's a pest ezindlini. We understand manje. When I'm going to assess, le ncwadi zenu zivuliwe ziyi-2. Kuthiwa umuntu has provided you with sufficient evidence ukuthi yini locust. Ngilalela lothi insect ahlukane nayo. Nalona othi idlani lalaphi imosha ngani iyahlupha. Which one will make sense to me? Learn a content eningi. So when it comes to a point where you are not yet competent, evidence submitted is insufficient. Kusho ukuthi ufanele top up kule nto obuyichazile. Sikubuza what is a cell phone? Uyichaza uthini cell phone? Omunye umuntu uthi it's a gadget. Omunye uthi it's a tool to make calls, to receive messages. Uyabona? Uya-explain, uya-deeper ngayo. So ama-answers wenu will never be the same. So ningavilaphi ukuvula la nichaze into. Because kuyoba buhlungu kimi ukubuya la ngithi kuwe, mfethu, dadewethu. Sesiyahlangana futhi. Inkinga bekuphi nge-insect? Omunye wakwangibhalela kwenye exam babebuze kwayibuzana besikole sasibuza dissect a locust. Uthi a locust has a chest. A locust and a chest. Ziyahlangana lezi. Wawabona intethe nesifuba. Because angithi kuyachaza ukuthi it's got a head, beni abdomen lento yayo le, ne thorax. Ngiyakhumbula le ndaba. Futhi angazi nanifundiselwana lezi. Ungcono futhi laba bafundisa iBhayibheli. At least khulunywa ngoJesu, umuntu esithemba ukuthi soke simbone. Asazi. Right. So it tells the assessor about evidence that must be gathered during assessment. That is a unit standard. It's a provider about learning materials and learning experience that must be provided to assist learners to reach competence. Unit standard, iyo ekunikeza le learning material kufuneka nani nani. Nina nikwazi ukubhala ama-unit standards asiwayekele. But ngifuna nibuke le nto. Asibuke i-learning area A1. I'll show you something. Bonke sikhiphile nangabe ikhishiwe. Lana ayikho la. Yeza nini lezi? 140 sisayo. Iphi enye? Ukhona umuntu owabona i-unit standard? Ubani obona i-unit standard? Ngiboniseni i-unit standard. Mawukuthi nayo into kuthiwa unit standard. Ngifuna sikhulumeni ngento esiyibonayo. Ukuthi nakusasa mabathi ufundile, uthi wawufundiswa umkhulu, bathi wanitshela nge-unit standard, bathi angifuna ukuthi lo muntu akandifundisanga lo. Kula manuals wenu i-unit standard ayikho guys, ne? But I'll show you unit standard. Ubani une-data efonini? Ubani une-data efonini yakhe? Isonto line-Wi-Fi? Okay. Ole icimile. Ophethe idatha elizwakala uwe bhuti. Right. Amadoda asemabhizinisini bana. Akanankinga ukuthi uthi data vela kunika ifoni bana. Alright, unit standard lesiyenza ibizwani manje? Eyokuqala le nithe yini? Unit standard 116. Sidlulile lapho. Lesidlule siyenze last time. Sizoyiqala namhlanje nakusasa until Friday. Ngisanda ngichaza nina nihlelani ngilalelanga. Le unit standard title le end user computing le. What? 122. Alright, ngiyayifuna la. Mobile data is off. Kusho ukuthini lo? Ufuna ngenze yenza ifone yakho not. Seyibuyile. Try again. Ngipressa lapha. Le phone ikhuluma isilungu nami yabona. Right guys, buka la. If you go on your phone ubhale unit standard 122. Ibhala omunye umuntu bangayibhala. Unit standard 122. Oyedwa nje per table it's fine. Uyenzile madam? Awuyenzanga ubani yenzile kule tafula? Fanele usesaza aqede ilentuza iprofit yakhe ka-average lane ngani. ubhalile unit standard 122 or 10022 10022 mina ngikhuluma kabi ne mangithi 122 and counting ngithi 122 do you see this do you see ikunikeza ini marketing uses nayi ke la ikhona nayi qualification nayi you see how it looks like akubabonise lento le bayibona because I've seen ukuthi asizprintanga iningi lazo it should be with every qualification lento le it's like that manje la sekufuneka omunye umuntu lento yenza mfethu uZ or S or into yenza la le amafoni sewaba njena nje abantu bevala ukuthi umuntu baxakile bani it's like this guys lento engikhuluma ngayo niyayibona niyayibona uyayibona bhuti iscreen sakho sincane mina ngibona iscreen sakho nayi uyayibona nayi lento esikhuluma ngayo now laba bayivulile ne niyayibona kodwa lento esisho ya yiyo le bhuti omkhulu ya mina ngifuna into ezingaka abantu thina sesibadala manje ngifuna into ezibonakalayo abantu bayibuka lento amehlo abana magnifying glass thina wethu amehlo msebenzi so lapho kuno unit standard le it should be having a unit standard number niyayibona lapho kulelo phepha lelo libhekile lile unit standard number niyayibona unit standard number kulelo phepha ladies and gentlemen do you see the unit standard number phezulu you must be seeing on the side block a unit standard and then on the other side no it's the same thing but iappeara kanje mayoregister ngivama ukubonisa yona mayoregistered ukuthi ima kanjani nayo it is South African Qualifications Authority bese ithi registered unit standard that has passed the end date ne or le pass the end date manje incane lena yakho mnganami yazi so do you see unit standard number lapho guys ithini unit standard number ibonayo 122 iphi bhuti and then uyayibona i-unit standard title phezulu lapho ithini ile nto engifuna ukuthi niyifunde yabona and then besithi NQF level ithini NQF level yakunikeza ile nto eniyifundayo yabona and then bese ithini credit value how many credits 4 credits siyabona manje ukuthi ngiyanifundisa le ndaba bese ithi ke you must find specific outcomes zakhona zithini khona lapha ezana specific outcomes niyayibona specific outcomes ithini specific outcome specific outcome na specific outcomes and assessment criteria bese ithi AC1 assessment criteria number 1 ithini number 1 number 2 number 3 bafethu mawuprinte lelo phepha wahlala nalo uyayiphendula yonke lemibuzo evela kule assessment lama assessment enibuza wena up based on that thing le lapho kule internet abantu abangizwa ni niyangithola manje so yiyo lento kufanele niyifunde ukuthi nakusasa mawuhlangana naleli phepha linje wazi ukuthi angithi nithi nina ningabantu abazophila ngini 4IR nini lento yenu no Ramaphosa nithini yeah abantu be4th industrial revolution fanele ba understand le slide lesi yabona mangifaka le slide nihlahla amehlo ukuthi nisesengabantu baka 1984 yabona then izokunikeza lama range statements and all these things that are here uzozithola lapho mawufunda lento le ingqondo yakho ifulekile bathi baku-assessa uyayiphendula yonke imibuzo kule nto ulokufunde lelo page li-1 it's got all the answers and the questions and everything ukhona umuntu ongizwayo kodwa good night right so it's important then ku-unit standard when you have it unfortunately nina siniprintelanga la makhophi wakhona when you have that unit standard funeka u-underline ucheck ukuthi ini yini kwenzakalani yes boss or a skirt. I will be still within the time frame.